Hey, this is Matt. Once again, what about another video? There's another paid request, this time for Alban. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, topics, commentaries, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is a list of my top 15 favorite 1992 movies. That's what Alban asked for, and again, thank you for that. So let's go backwards. Number 15, I put Cuffs, underrated Christian Slater film. I honestly think it's one of the, in a weird way, it made me go, you know what, if they did Deadpool in the 90s, Christian Slater could have played him very well. I mean, he tossed to the camera, kind of like Ferris Bueller did, but at the same time, just the sense of humor and the dialogue, and also the way the film plays with conventions of the action genre. Like, there's a bit where his partner keeps cursing, and each time he curses, there's like another weird sound effect. And at the end, he just turns and goes, "Fuck you." That's what it was like. That sounds like Deadpool would do, like that type of gag. And I think as Christian Slater does a wonderful job. It's about someone he knew, a loved one was a cop, while he was kind of just going with the flow with life. His brother, he just killed on the line of duty. He wants in to find out what happened to his brother, and becomes a better cop than he thought he would. But I thought it was a very funny, like during the train when they're running, it's like, why are we running? Aren't we going to be getting cop cars? I just, what was the other thing he said where he has a girlfriend? Love and kisses on all your pink pretty parts. Or like love and kisses on all your pretty pink parts. Or something like that. He said something like that. Yeah, I think it's a rather funny movie, and yeah, I think it's a nice take, nice jab at action movies and so forth. Cuffs, like I said, I think there's a little, before the maybe there, I just maybe think of like that Deadpool a little bit of quality in terms of the sense of humor you would see later on in those films. Number 14, Batman Returns. Good sequel to Batman, 1989. Michelle Pfeiffer, beautiful Catwoman. It was more of a Tim Burton film than the first one. It's a really solid sequel. Danny DeVito's being over the top. Beautiful set design. And you have some good action sequences. It really does develop this world of this Gotham that Tim Burton created in the first movie. A beautiful score by Danny Elfman. The whole thing with the penguins, have the rocket still, maybe don't, what? Still kind of stupid. But there's some other dark stuff, like the plot of grabbing all the kids and going to pretty much drown them. And this, this assortment of bad guys, the carnival from hell, made it a bit ballsy of a film back in the day. I know I had a lot of trouble with, what's it, McDonald's, because, hey, this film's a bit too dark, a bit too scary for kids. And it's like, why the hell are you selling these toys to McDonald's? One of the reasons that led to them not wanting Tim Burton to direct the third one. I think Tim Burton would have directed the third one, but like, yeah, you do what you want. We'll take care of this. And even Tim Burton's like, you don't want me to direct another one, do you? Because Batman Returns did well. It's just that they were mad. The studio was mad that parents were upset and they want to sell more toys. I would have preferred a third Tim Burton, Michael Keaton film than Batman Forever. Just saying. But Batman Returns, good sequel. And Christmas movie as well. Number 13, Under Siege. The biggest hit Steven Seagal had. He had a good his early films is a lot of fun stuff. I love Above the Law, Hard to Kill, March for Death, Out for Justice is my favorite, and Under Siege. Like those films were good size hits. I mean, they were bigger hits than the Van Damme films. Honestly, when you compare the box office, he was becoming a bigger star than Van Damme. And Under Siege made a good chunk of money. But because Under Siege was such a hit, they gave him Warner Bros. Gave him too much power. So the next one, he directed On Deadly Ground, and that didn't work out. And Under Siege 2, which I do like, but that didn't work out in the box office. And then after On Deadly Ground, like Under Siege 2, The Dilemma Man, Fire Down Below, those films fizzled at the box office. And I liked most of them. Most of those movies I do enjoy quite a bit, but either people got tired of Steven Seagal or didn't outgrew. I don't know how else you want to put it. But Under Siege is a good movie. It's Die Hard on a Navy ship. Great villains. You got Tommy Lee Jones. You got Gary Busey. A bit too much of going back to hear a bunch of these guys talk about what we should do and not do, and the officers, the upper echelon, the unit in a circle. What are they doing this, doing that? Is this a little bit too much of that, to the point that sometimes Steven Seagal seems lost in his own movie? It's like, where's Steven Seagal? Go back to that. Him. I don't care what the command, whatever the hell you want to call it, the generals and all of them think about this. Is that we gotta go back there for exposition. I think that's one thing like Die Hard worked well. Yes, sometimes it would cut away to maybe the reporters outside or the whatnot, but not a whole lot. Either it was to the bad guy who's in the same building as our hero, or it's because our hero is talking to Sergeant Al Powell, and you still have that connection. But at the same time, Under Siege, well directed by Andrew Davis, who would go on to do The Fugitive. You have a bit of good Aikido, but mostly some solid gunplay, some nice explosions and stunt work. I know one thing in the trailer was cut out, where Tommy Lee Jones says, "I'll see you in hell, sailor boy." Not in the movie, but it's in the trailer, so I don't know where that scene would be put into play. And like I said, you have Steven Seagal was at the top of his game as a star. Tommy Lee Jones worked very well as the villain, and one of the better Die Hard type of movies. Really, Under Siege is good. Number 12, Sneakers. Very good thriller, wonderful cast. You got Robert Redford, you got Dan Aykroyd, you have River Phoenix. You have a really damn good cat. Why can I not remember his name? They call me Mr. Tibbs. I'm so bad with names. Can I remember? He was in Shoot to Kill. I hate that I don't remember his name. I'm so bad with names. And that was going to bug the hell out of me. God, Shoot to Kill with Tom Berenger and... He's a really good actor too. I cannot remember his damn name. That pisses me off. But he's in it. Sneakers is a film that, it's about these guys going after MacGuffin, but what makes that film work is the way the cast interact with each other, and it keeps the story tightened to see where these characters use their techniques of spying and manipulation in order to get to their goal. I still don't bother me with his damn name. Guess who's coming to dinner in the heat of the night? cannot believe I cannot remember his name. Damn it. Anyway, Sneakers is a really good one. Number 11, Stay Tuned, John Ritter. Underrated John Ritter film, directed by Peter Hyams, who did End of Days. He did Time Cop. He did the sequel 2010, The Year We Made Contact, The Relic. Very crazy plot about this husband and wife that gets sucked into the TV, but it's the TV channel from hell, which is Jeffrey Jones, who is a devil in real life. He's a P to the E to the D to the O. He is the devil and pretty much going through these evil versions of TV. So, like, instead of Wayne's World, is Dwayne's Underworld. Instead of driving Miss Daisy, he's driving over Miss Daisy. Instead of Northern Exposures, Northern Overexposure. And it's all the creativity, these weird commercials and weird TV shows and a game show that you're ready to get killed. There's wrestling, but it's real. It's interesting to see like the creativity. It's such a cool concept too, and rather funny, and I think ahead of its time. But sadly, it came out, and I don't know why it got dumped as much as it did. That was rather entertaining for myself. Number 10, Super Cop. Great Jackie Chan film. One of his better ones. Worked well with Michelle Yeoh. Wonderful stunt work, especially the ending when he's hanging off a helicopter and he's crashing through billboards and he has to land on a train, and at one point there's a damn helicopter thing that like literally smashed Jackie Chan, and excellent stunt work, especially the finale. Now, Super Cop was known as Police Story 3, and it was brought overseas when Rumble in the Bronx was a hit. And then, wow, okay, maybe we could do something with this. So let's bring over, like I said, Super Cop, and then there's Jackie Chan's First Strike and Operation Condor, and where either Dimension Films or New Line Cinema started bringing those films out into the U.S. Have Jackie Chan dub it in English. Maybe they did edited a little bit here and there, or they changed the music a bit, and then they released the film. Like I said, Michelle Yeoh and Jackie Chan worked well together. Wonderful action in that. Number 9, White Men Can't Jump. Love White Men Can't Jump. Very funny comedy with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. They worked excellent together. I'm a basketball fan. Haven't been able to watch in a while, but do love the sport of basketball. I think it's a very high energy, fast-paced game. And the two of them handled the basketball scenes fairly well. They were entertaining to watch. It's very funny. Still a lot of dogs. A lot of dogs. What the fuck do you mean, a lot of dogs? God. I'm losing it here. The heat is fizzling my brain. Plus, I didn't get any sleep last night. That doesn't help either. There's a lot of dialogue, not dogs. There's a lot of dialogue that is still very funny. Sometimes when I say, "You tell Aunt B my pie's ready," that's from this line, because they keep calling Woody Harrelson Opie Taylor. And just the way they shit-talk each other is very funny and very entertaining. Just a great back and forth with each other. Some people are annoyed by Rosie Perez. I could deal with her, especially with the type of role she was supposed to play. I would say it's less of a romance and more of a bromance. And by the end of these two becoming, friends at the end. And where it is at the end, ready to play one more game, and good soundtrack too. Love White Men Can't Jump, very funny movie. Number 8, Live Wire, very underrated Pierce Brosnan film. Definitely worth a look if you like him as an actor. Interesting, weird, wild, crazy plot of what if you're able to make a type of liquid into a bomb? Meaning, imagine this is some type of thing you could drink or put in a coffee or soda or whatever, so you drink it, and then the liquid uses the stuff in your body to create pretty much a walking time bomb where you fizzle and sizzle and your eyes start bleeding, your body starts breaking up and you explode. Hence a live, living person, live wire. I always like the line where at one point there's a judge that drinks some water and then she starts freaking out and there's an explosion and they're wondering what the hell happened. And the guy keeps asking him, oh yeah, Pierce goes, yeah, I forgot to tell you the time where she swallowed a grenade. No, I don't know what happened. So it's a pretty interesting, crazy plot. And in the finale, when he is protecting someone, you have a little bit of MacGyver stuff. A little bit of Home Alone MacGyver stuff. But done better here than, what the hell, that one movie, Timmy, that Steven Soderbergh did. This did that a lot better. Which is more like MacGyver, he does this stuff and shoots out and these nails hit someone in the face. And this is a lot more entertaining. Some nice action set pieces. A lot cooler. A lot much of a cooler film. Live Wire is underrated. That deserves a Blu-ray. Number 7, Rapid Fire. Brandon Lee. May he rest in peace. Great showcase of him as an action star. Wonderful action, fight sequences. Showed that he got the charisma, he had the talent, he had the martial arts ability. Showed a little Tokyo. Great. He's a supporting role. This showed that he could make it as a star. He absolutely could have. And Powell's Booth worked well in the movie. Love the song at the end. I'll Be There by Hardline. Anytime you need me, I'll be there. If you like martial arts action films, you'll love Rapid Fire. Easily the case. Number 6, Dead Alive. One of the craziest, goriest zombie films out there. Directed by Peter Jackson. I mean, there's so much ingenuity in terms of gore and craziness. That's why, so many other films, oh, it's this and that. I'm like, dude, I saw Dead Alive. That costs a lot less than you. That I can't get on Blu-ray. Was what I pay a fortune. And had a little zombie baby break into someone's face and rip it apart. And entire rib cage is pulled out. And a zombie's intestines grow a life of its own and try to attack someone. I mean, it's insane, but it's also funny because it's a comedy as well as a very gory horror film. I didn't even mind the love story between the two leads. A type of film I wish Peter Jackson would do, but no, he's too busy. Was too busy doing those Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films, among other stuff. But yeah, Dead Alive to me is one of the better zombie films. Number 5, Lethal Weapon 3. Lethal Weapon 3 I think is underrated sequel. No one really talks about it, no one really gives it any props. They always give Lethal Weapon 2 props, but no one ever gives Lethal Weapon 3 props. Yeah, the villain could be better, but I think that the work between Mel Gibson and Danny Glover work well. They still have great chemistry with each other. I do think it's more tonally consistent compared to the Part 2. Because I like Part 2, but the thing about Part 2 is that the first half is very lighthearted, and then the second half is so grim that it's a weird shift in tone. Just your first bit of the film is your two tears laughing and joking, and the car's too close to this, the car's too close to that edge. But then, oh, all your top friends are dead. Oh, your family's threatened. Oh, your new girlfriend's dead. Oh, you got shot 8 times, but they were going to kill you, but they didn't. So thankfully you're alive. It just, I like Lethal Weapon 2, but this one I think the tone is more, has a better flow to it. I like the supporting story of the guns and Danny Glover shooting someone in self-defense, but it was someone that his son knew. I like that little bit that Danny Glover had to play and how pissed off he was able to get. I liked Rene Russo. I thought Rene Russo was a good addition. She was tough, good looking, smart. I still thought the action scenes worked well, but also thought the humor worked well too. Joe Pesci comes back as Leo Getz. Yeah, I still think it's an entertaining film. I think it's a fun sequel, and I think it gets a bit of a bad rap. Again, the villain could be improved, I will give you that, but overall, I still think it's a very solid sequel. Number 4, Watchword 2, Lost in Time. Childhood favorite of mine. Watchword 2, Zach Galligan from Gremlins. He was in the first Watchword. He comes back. His girlfriend's on trial. Zach gets his girlfriend. They go through this portal. They go through all these different moments of time, dimensions. I don't know how... It says Lost in Time, but it seems like they're going more to just different dimensions than time, but... You know, as Patrick Macnee says, you just jumped into God's Nintendo game. And... that's kind of appropriate. And just there's so much variety. And it's very over the top and funny. You have like the haunting session that's in black and white, and one or a few moments are in color, and there's Bruce Campbell with his rib cage showing, and it's very funny stuff happening with it, which I won't give that away for those who haven't seen it. There's a nod to Alien, there's a nod to, of course, the Frankenstein Monster. One of the craziest sword fights I've seen, because the sword fight goes through different dimensions. It goes to a ripoff of Godzilla. It goes into a Dawn of the Dead, and the mall and the zombies. Even goes into, oh, there's Jack the Ripper. I'm gonna kick him, and he flies into the world of Nosferatu. So the Nosferatu is now going to kill Jack the Ripper. I mean, that's what I mean by the creativity and sanity and what they were able to do with a low budget. Now, granted, when it gets into the, what you call the teen, it's not Teen Arthur, but that type of era, the film slows down a bit too much. But overall, I think it has enough creativity and fun, and this is why I'm not kind on films of Sci-Fi Channel and the like, because I've seen films like Watchword 2 or Watchers 2 where they really tried. They really tried with gusto and with a low budget. And I think this failed. This series of movies fail on that level. The Sci-Fi Channel, Asylum, low budget, no budget level of movies of today failed on the easiest level to be entertaining. And they don't try. And they don't... It's funny because we don't try. No, that's just laziness to me. Watchword 2, Lost in Time is not lazy. And it's at number 4. Number 3, Hard Boiled, John Woo classic. Kick-ass action scenes. Awesome action movie. One of the best action movies of the 90s. I remember when I first saw this, it was like at the start of the hospital scene. I'm like, damn, how long is this going? This is like 20, now 30. Damn. And the actions just keep going. It's insane. And the slow motion and the way the camera is and how it's wide enough to see the whole geography and not be confused. And this is crazy. This is badass. This is well done. How do they do this? Hard Boiled is badass. Enough said. Number 2 is Split Second with Rutger Hauer. Rest in peace, Rutger Hauer. He teams up with this guy, Neil Duncan, in a future where London has a lot of water because of a bunch of rain that has been going on, global warming, and the like. And they hunt down this killer who may not be human. And to me, it kind of looked like a cool version of Venom from Spider-Man, and who likes to rip people's hearts out. And yeah, love Split Second. Love the we need big fucking guns. I like the partnership between Rudder and Neil Duncan. I love the look of the film. I think the score is very, very solid score. There's some nice action in the finale. Split Second, I always thought was very underrated. I'm glad I finally got a Blu-ray. But yes, a very underrated film. Looking at the Blu-ray right there. Very underrated. Love Split Second. And number 1, Universal Soldier. I mean, this was a big event for me and a lot of people back in the day. Just like Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren and their own fight. And Roland Emmerich did a great job showcasing that. The action scenes are very effective. I love the idea. Our 2 characters die at the very beginning. It's like, wow, that's a way to open the film. And then they're reprogrammed for the Universal Soldier program. One has these memories and knows something's not quite right and starts remembering, goes on the run. Dolph Lundgren and the others go after them. I thought the Ali Walker's reporter, she did a good job. The movie leads up to a great fight between the two, as they declare war on each other. Granted, Dolph didn't get to use as much of his martial arts that I would like to have seen. He's more of the upper body strength. But still, it was a great clash of the titans for that time. And Universal Soldier, my favorite Roland Emmerich film, damn classic film in my opinion. So, 1 Universal Soldier, 2 Split Second, 3 Hard Boiled, 4 Waxwork 2, 5 Lethal Weapon 3, 6 Dead Alive, 7 Rapid Fire, 8 Live Wire, 9 White Men Can't Jump, 10 Super Cop, 11 Stay Tuned, 12 Sneakers, 13 Under Siege, 14 Batman Returns, and 15 Cuffs. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And Sidney Poitier. God damn it. Of course, at the fucking end, I remember it was Sidney Poitier and Sneakers. So I'm sure people type it up. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't look up anything. I don't even have my phone. I have nothing here. So, Sidney Poitier. Right at the fucking end, I remember Sidney Poitier was in Shoot to Kill. They called me Mr. Tibbs. He was in Sneakers. He did a great job. I knew, at least by the end, Sidney Poitier. And I don't even have it written down or anything. Sidney Poitier. Fuck. The whole time I was trying to wrap my brain around it. It's just I'm bad with names. Rest in peace, Sidney Poitier. But he was great in that as well. So, I don't know if you type it up. I did get it at the end. By the end, I did get it. So, if you write it down, I know you didn't watch to the end. Okay? But, thanks once again, Alban. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.